We are going to be talking about how come once you learn different skills, the growth is kind of exponential. Now, this actually links with the previous topic, or what I was basically talking about, whereby sometimes you have to move backwards in order to move forwards. Because when I moved backwards and left my previous job role, I was learning all kinds of different things, different softwares, different programs, different systems, different ways of thinking, different skill sets with regards to, business, sales, marketing, finance, all these kinds of things. Someone looking from the outside may be like, oh, he's moved backwards because he's not earning as much money as he was, not focusing in the area that he was, he's going outside of the area that he was. But what I'm actually starting to realize, once having much more experience, knowledge, being able to see more of these facets and how I'm able to use them in certain circumstances and in different combinations, I'm actually realizing that the knowledge that I have attained and I'm gaining in these different areas, able to be brought together, a variety of different things, different targets, different goals, and etc. for myself. Now I'm realizing as my skills increase and improve in these different areas of skill sets and knowledge, things are starting to move faster in certain areas and starting to build into that exponential curve. For example, I'm able to learn different languages much faster because coding languages are what I've been learning for, years, but because I've learned different coding languages, I've learned nuances that have some cross-reference between them, some consistencies, some inconsistencies, but I can sort of see the ethos, right, and ecosystems behind those like that much quicker. Right, I get the sort of mentality and the thought process behind the creation of these languages, each individual one. Workflows that translate between them, okay? Maybe if you're a coder or someone from a software background, you'll understand much more easily. But for those that aren't from a software background, just think of it the same way as actual languages like French and Spanish and English. French, Spanish, and English all have words that are common between them. Now, there may be some tweaks to those words, but they are intrinsically, mostly for the most part, the same word. Meaning, sometimes learning other different languages and seeing the commonalities between them, you're able to learn other languages faster and put together principles and things much faster because you're like, right, okay, that is the same as this, but with this slight tweak and this slight nuance for this language, okay? And then you're able to learn other language much faster, which means your learning and skill stacking potential increases exponentially because you're gaining more principles, more commonalities, more understanding of the differences, and like I said, again, the commonalities between these different languages or principles or things, whatever they may be, because I think this goes across the board, not just with coding, not just with languages. I think it's across the board with a lot of different things. That's when you start to bring these things together and form that exponential curve, and you start to learn much faster and being able to put things together to form different things, different structures, right? So that is why your exponential or your learning increases exponentially once you learn more of sort of other things. But I also think you would be able to contribute to that growth and that exponential factor by learning different things that are outside of languages, like coding. I don't even know, maybe some other areas that maybe contribute to languages in some far off way, but is not in the same pool that's called languages. I think all of these things would actually contribute. So it's not just, hey, learn everything in this area and contributes to an exponential growth factor. I think it's actually other areas as well. Coding actually has contributed to my learning of different languages, French, Spanish, English, etc., and vice versa for myself in terms of experience in those areas. I'm really sure, I feel and I think this and believe this hard to my core, that other areas are going to also contribute to that exponential growth factor. So there we go. That is my thoughts on that exponential growth factor and how it's important and how it can enrich and enflavor your lives, okay? And again, like I said at the very start, sometimes you have to move unilaterally in order to give yourself the opportunity to do these different things. And that's definitely what I have had to do. And I'm so glad I did that and had the courage to make that step and do that despite the challenges that were presented to me. Maybe it's useful to learn those different pockets and pools of knowledge so that it can help you with your own exponential growth factors. Maybe you want to focus and specialize in one particular area. Although knowing those different things can actually help you with your specialization, it may not be something that may or may not be interested in. So it is case by case, but for myself, it's definitely so useful. Yeah, hopefully that's really helpful to yourselves. And let me know down in the comments what your thoughts are. Did you understand the principles and the points that I was putting across in this video? Let me know all of that down below. And if you have any questions, throw those in the comments and I shall look to make more videos of those in the future on those topics, and also I can answer those in the comment section as well, okay? Enjoy your day, guys, and I'll see you for the next video. Take care.